What's going on, everyone? So, based on reports, as always, take the reports with a grain of salt. Everything's rumor till it's confirmed. But based on reports, Ghostface in the upcoming Scream 7 is supposed to be the darkest version of Ghostface yet. And that has me very, very excited. Now, right off the bat, one of the things that I did like about Scream 5 and 6, and look, I've been very critical of Scream 5 and 6, but one of the things that I did like was the direction in which they took Ghostface. Right? Historically speaking, in the previous films, Ghostface was a little goofy, a little clumsy, right? Liked to play with its food a little too much. Where, Scream 5, I thought, did a very good job of it was a brutal Ghostface. It was all sneak attacks. It was all, like Ghostface wanted you dead. That was it. Good luck. You're done. Right? And I love that about Ghostface. At the end of the day, this is a horror film. This is a slasher film. People are supposed to die. Supposed to die brutally, right? Like that's what you want, right? I'm not saying you have to do, ridiculous, insane, over the top kills to where it just is kind of like, this is ridiculous. But, give us some quality kills. Give us a quality, just dark, no nonsense Ghostface. I love that. Now, to be fair, Ghostface is always, when you put things in the era, right? Well, it's always been kind of dark, right? Like even Scream 96 with Casey Becker, Drew Barrymore's character, and the opening scene, like they had to cut most of it out so that way they didn't get an X rating, right? I mean, it was dark and brutal for that time. Scream 4 was very dark considering, what 1 through 3 was, but in particular, the ghost phase is where the problem was. Again, some of the kills, awesome, epic, over the top. Ghostface, though, could be a little lackluster at times, right? A little disappointing at times. Where I love the idea of just having a Ghostface that is just no nonsense, dark, evil, gritty, like truly just, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, right? Like something like that. Give me something like that, right? This is a Sydney film. This is we're bringing this back to, and potentially, based on rumors, again, take it with a grain of salt, the beginning of a potential new trilogy. And, I've really liked the dark tone in 5 and 6. Wanted them to keep that. Glad they're going to keep that. But, we need a dark, gritty ghost face if we're going to keep the stakes raised. Scream 6 had a real opportunity and just completely squandered it, in my opinion. Scream 6 could have been an absolute bloodbath in which basically everybody died and would have been awesome because Ghostface was brutal and dope and fun in that film, and it just again, they just really dropped the ball by having this like happy, nobody dies, it's all okay, kumbaya film. And it's just like, that's not what this is. This isn't a drama. This isn't, a love story. This isn't an action film. Like, this is a horror movie. This is a scary movie. People die. People get killed in those types of films. And to add to that, this isn't like some paranormal film or some psychological. No, this is a man or woman in a costume as Ghostface killing people. It's what it's always been, right? It's always been somebody with the knife, so it's very personal, and just they see you and you're dead. Right? Now, again, I'm not saying Ghostface can't, like the whole like Scream 2 with Derek, right? Where Ghostface doesn't kill Derek, but slashes his arm, right? To kind of make him a suspect. And then all of a sudden, everyone just kind of starts looking at Derek. And it also allowed Mickey to start planting the seeds in the, and try to grow that flower into Sydney's head. And, like, I'm okay with stuff like that. Because, again, that's dark. Ghostface isn't messing around. Like, Mickey was excellent. Like, he was crazy. He was psychotic, right? If you give me a Mickey level Ghostface with the brutality of Ghostface from 5 and 6, I think you have the perfect Ghostface. Give me Mickey and his psychoticness and just the way that he was able to manipulate. And I mean, Mickey manipulated Sydney in ways that no one else ever did. Not Billy, anybody. I mean, go back and watch Scream 2 if you think otherwise. Really pay attention to Mickey. Really pay attention to the things that he says, even just kind of under his breath at times. Like when they're in the party scene, he just kind of like, he'll just like say stuff to Sydney and the friends and stuff, just almost in passing, right? Again, just kind of planting the seed in their heads, right? Like, give me something like that. Give me something where a Ghostface is just planting the seeds in people's heads. It's clearly psychotic, right? Like, everyone wants a motive. I don't even care about the motive. Like, you can't explain crazy. Obviously, you need to have some type of logic behind it. But, like, the thing that even, like, Mickey, I loved about his motive was that it was crazy. Right? It was crazy. Just showed how crazy he was. And so, again, like, we're kind of going back here. We're going backwards a little bit, right? Which is fine. Okay. I get the circumstances. I wanted them to move off of Sydney personally, but I understand the circumstances you're in. You needed Sydney to come back. She's back. Sure, that's fine. It's great. Let's do it. Okay? I'm on board. You got me. But I need an elevated version of what previous Sydney films were, right? I need there to feel like there's this real tension and darkness and just stakes are truly raised, right? Like, kill Gale in the first 5 minutes. I don't care. Whatever you got to do to kind of get it across that, like, oh no, this is real, right? Because there's a lot of talks right now about Ghostface just being this darker version. How much darker can you make him compared to Scream 5 and 6? Especially 5. Like, Ghostface in Scream 5 was the most brutal Ghostface we've had. Because, again, everything was very to the point, right? All the kills were, surprise attacks, right? Like, you look at, like Wes's death and, Judy's death and, even Dewey's. And you go down the list and it's like, Vince is another one, right? Like, he just gets brutally stabbed in the back. Like, it's just, you gotta be careful what I say because it's YouTube, right? But, Scream 5 in particular, Ghostface was dark. Ghostface was brutal. Ghostface didn't play games. I mean, even from the opening sequence, right, with Tara, the only reason Tara wasn't dead was because they wanted to keep her alive, right? Like, otherwise she was it. That was it, right? But you were still able to get across how dark and different and brutal this Ghostface was. And I loved it, right? Like, you had me hooked. Let's go. Hook, line, sinker. I love it. But, like, I want them to keep that tone. Keep that energy, right? Keep it up. Don't relinquish it, right? Because it's good to have. Again, at the end of the day, this is a horror movie. This is a scary movie in which a killer in a mask with a knife is going around killing people in a mask with a knife. Right? Let's keep it that. Keep it dark. Right? I'm all for some good comedy and Scream has always had its laugh and it's always had, its meta-ness and all that. I'm fine with that. Yeah, great. I want that because that is Scream. Right? I'm totally okay with that. But I also want this to be what it is, which is a horror film. And things happen in a horror film, right? That's what I want. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of a darker, just more brutal Ghostface? Do you have any ideas on how you can kind of get there? Because again, Scream 5, I thought did a good job of setting that bar. Scream 6, I thought had, again, Ghostface was brutal, but you know, it just, no one really died in Scream 6, which was frustrating. Like, all the brutality and all the just craziness that Ghostface was all just ruined by everybody living. Right? Like, how brutal are you when you can't kill anybody, right? It's just, I don't know. That Scream 6 is just very disappointing as far as the kills and stuff go. Because again, no one really died, right? And it's just like, I don't know. I'd like Scream 7 to, one, have people die, two, to get across that, like, hey, Ghostface isn't messing around this time. Right? Let's get it closer to Scream 5, right? Give me that. Give me an elevated version of Scream 5, and let's go. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.